Good afternoon, PA Figs here. It is June 18th, and let's do a quick walkthrough of the figs. So this is Black Madeira UC Davis, and as you can see, it is loaded with figs this year. No Brabas, all main crop. Bordeaux Blanca Negra, no figs yet. I've pinched it, hoping they form. Violet Celeste, no figs yet. Brogiotto Nero, one of my largest trees, and it is putting out figs, main crop only. All right, and this is Flanders, just barely starting to put out what looks like it might be some small figs up there. One of my longest ripening figs. Not a chance of this thing ripening this season. Maybe a couple, but most will not ripen. Is Batanage, starting to put out some figs. Actually, they're a good ways along. Soda Sicilian, not doing too great this year. I think I need to root prune it. Just starting to put out figs. Might get a few this year. Norde Barbentane, no figs. Probably time to pinch. Manresa, a new tree. Pinched it, no figs. White Texas Everbearing. Figs are a good ways along on these guys. One of my Colidame Rojas, no figs yet. Genovese Nero Raffed / AF. This was in the greenhouse for a long time, so significant figs on it. Should be ripening pretty soon here. One of my 5-gallon Brogiotto Neros. Has some decent sized figs on it and some younger ones starting. These should ripen nicely. This is my Colidame Nor. Has some real nice figs up top on it. Too tall of a tree. I'm gonna have to air layer it, but letting the figs go for this year. Planera, one of my weakest and sickliest figs. No figs. Violet de Bordeaux. Figs starting on it here. They'll ripen this year, hopefully. Rob's Genovese Nero. Not real prolific this year, but definitely has some figs on it that'll ripen nicely. No Brabas this year. Adriatic JH. Quite a few figs on it. Should provide a nice crop this year. Panavino Dark. Has one Braba on it that should start to ripen soon. And quite a few main crop as well. Looking good this year. Bordeaux Grace. Loaded with figs this year. Getting close to ripening. One of my Colidame Blancs. Quite a few figs up top. This branch is really loaded. This branch, for whatever reason, was delayed this year, so no figs on that branch, but top one should produce some nice figs this year. Watermelon Wine Blackjack. Had a good run in the greenhouse, so its figs are starting to ripen. This is Blava. It is loaded. One of my most prolific figs. You can see, even with all the heat we've got, we're still having mealybugs. I thought the mealybugs would have died with the heat, but apparently not, so I'm gonna have to spray. But that's Blava. This is my Dominic, and Dominic is loaded with figs as well. Col de Dame Grace. Again, I'm gonna have to air layer this tall tree. Let's see. No figs on this guy. Just starting a little bit maybe on here, but really not a lot of figs on it. Or pretty much nothing on it. This is my second Colidame Grace. This one does have figs on it. So you can guess which one I may get rid of this year. You can see them forming up there. Figo Bianco, no Brabas this year, but it is putting out some main crop. Parnasote, putting out some main crops. Let's see, where did I say them? Up here. Some larger ones up there. They should ripen this year as well. Colidame Blanca Negra has main crop that it's putting out up top. They should ripen. Not sure what color they'll be, but they should ripen. Another one of my I-258s. Plenty of main crop on it. Got a good head start in the greenhouse. Preto, one of my 3 Pretos. And it is just starting to put some main crop out. You can see them down there. Just starting, so it's going to be close on these guys because they need a long time to ripen. Mavrosica, good head start in the greenhouse. Plenty of main crop. My largest Preto, starting to put out main crop. Hopefully this tree produces a lot of fruit this year. One of my favorite, and it's a beautiful shape to this tree. Brogiotto Bianco dropped its first crop, putting out some more now. This is my Maltese Beauty. Good head start in the greenhouse. Ton of main crop figs on it. Looking forward to this one this year. Koledame Ramada. It looks like it has a couple small figs down here. Hard to tell if they're Reba or main crop. Starting to form some striped fruit. Nothing up top yet. I pinched, hoping that'll create some more. Angelo's Dark, must have in the Northeast here. Lots and lots of figs growing on it. Lots of main crop. Always look forward to these each year. Vasilika Sika, good head start in the greenhouse. Lots of nice main crop figs forming. This is my Sicilian, just starting to put out some main crop figs. Not a lot of them, but starting to put them out. This is my Black Acacia AD. It's got a few Brebas on it. We expect them to start ripening here soon. And plenty of main crop to go around. This tree will be loaded this year. This is my reverted Bordesot Negra Ramada. It's going back to plain green figs, or not green, unstriped dark figs when they ripen. Green now, but they'll ripen to the dark color. Still a great fig, even though it's not striped. So hold on to this one. Nero 600M, completely loaded with fruit this year. Every branch is just completely loaded. So this should put out quite a few delicious figs this year. One of my original trees, Negroni. I thought I had lost it, but it's coming back and actually healthier this year than it's been. I need to cut off some of the dead wood, but it is putting out some figs as well. Malta Black 35. Looks like it's got some fruit on it. Some branches more than others. Actually, quite a few of the branches have fruit on it. Really starting to pop now. Hardy Chicago. Getting some fruit going on this guy. Common fig in the Northeast, but a good fig. Just be careful buying it at Home Depot. They may call it Hardy Chicago, but half the ones I've seen from there aren't Hardy Chicago. This one came from UC Davis. Surprisingly, not a lot of figs on this side, just on the front. The front has quite a few. My RDB, Ronde de Bordeaux, letting me know that it needs to be root pruned. Not doing so great this year, but it is putting out a few figs here or there. Just definitely not as prolific as normal, not growing as well as normal. I think it really needs a root pruning. Another one of my Pretos, putting out some main figs. This one's probably ahead of most of my other figs, which is surprising because it's in a little bit of a shadier area, but that's okay. I welcome them. My large black Madeira, not doing too great this year. I root pruned it last year, and I think the compost I used may be too thick for it. So it's showing some dieback. Not doing so great, but it's coming along still. I'm hoping for a recovery here. It's putting out some main crop figs. It's you know, just not up to its usual snuff. You can see this whole branch here is pretty dead up to the top. There's a couple of them like that. It's very unusual. I don't usually lose a lot of it. So I'm not sure if it just didn't like where I had it this winter or didn't take the root pruning well, but it is what it is. Calderona de Minor. Not really putting any figs out yet. Might have one up top here starting. Hard to tell if that's a fig or a leaf node. We'll see. This is my Panache. Really did not like coming out of the greenhouse this year. Really took some damage, but putting out a few figs here or there. This is my Larg. I can never remember the full name of it, but it is producing some nice looking main crop. Another I-258. Putting out some good main crop. And this one I don't believe even had a head start in the greenhouse, so it's looking good for this early in the year. Real good. This is my Just Fruits and Exotics Black Madeira. It is putting out some main crop. Every day it looks a little bit more and more like a Black Madeira. So I'm starting to wonder if this really is a Black Madeira. Last year I had 5 lobe leaves. I'm not seeing any 5 lobes this year, so it's looking good. It's my green Acacia. It's doing something strange this year. It's not putting out a lot of leaves and putting out a ton of fruit. I'm thinking it may be root bound and needs some root pruning. But it has every branch just completely loaded with fruit this year. So I should get plenty of those fruit. And hopefully they ripen in time. It's a long ripener, but it's a delicious fruit when it does ripen. This is my Bronx White. It's one of my 2 in-ground figs. Dies back to the ground every year, no matter how cool or how warm the winter is. Usually pops up in time to produce a few fruit. Nothing spectacular, but semi-cold hardy. This is another one of my Black Madeiras. This one got a good head start in the greenhouse. Lots of figs on it. This is my Martinenca ramata. It's stayed in the greenhouse a little bit too long. It did not like coming out of the greenhouse, so a lot of sunburn on it. But it does have a lot of main crop on it. Again, they did not like coming out into the sun, got sunburned, but they should ripen still. This is my Bifere. Do not believe it had any Breba on it this year, which was surprising, but it has a absolute ton of main crop forming. So it should be a spectacular year for the main crop figs in this. This is my Improved Celeste, and it is coming right along. Lots of main crop forming on it. These are usually my earliest ripeners, so I expect them to really start kicking off here soon. I usually have them ripe by sometime in July, so we'll see how they do. This is my Maltese Falcon. It wasn't putting out any figs, so I pinched it, and it doesn't care, it's growing back again. No figs that I can tell of this year. Very surprising. But we'll see what happens. This is my Rockaway Green. It was absolutely loaded with figs last year. This year, not a single fig anywhere on it. Not a single fig anywhere. Lots of growth, but no figs. It's time to try to pinch it. This is my Desert King. It had 2 Brebas on it this year. Not a lot, and they got sunburned pretty badly when I brought them out. This guy here should be almost ready. Maybe a few more days. Well, probably at least another week, but we'll see how it does. Alright, this is my poor Black Mission. It's straggly and just unhealthy and not doing good. I think I've had it for, I don't know, 5 years or so. And it is finally, for the first time, putting out figs. We'll see how they do. Okay, in the greenhouse now. We're going to get through here pretty quick because it is hot in here. I believe this is my Partajal Ramada. Has some real nice looking figs on it, but you'll notice there's no Ramada. So I think this one reverted back, unfortunately. This is the Daloso. A little too young to have any figs. This is a VDB that I haven't taken the best care of. Producing figs though. Galicia Negra, too young for figs. Sakaro Black, too young for figs. White Madeira, too young for figs. Family favorite fig, but no figs growing on it yet. Pastilliere, several figs on it. I haven't taken the best care of this fig, but it's popping out some figs. Bordeaux Negra Ramada. I've been picking off all of the figs, but one, leaving this beauty on here to see how it tastes. Col de Dame Roja has a few figs starting on it. Very nice. This is a Col de Dame Blanca, and it also has some figs started on it. This is that air layer of the Col de Dame Blanca Negra that I took. You can see it's struggling a little bit after being cut, but it should rebound, and it too has main crop figs on it. Alright, well that is pretty much the PA Figdom. So there's going to be a lot of figs this year. I'm looking forward to some new varieties, and always looking forward to some of the old classics as well. So Try to keep everybody updated, but that was a quick run through of every fig tree I have and where it's at this point in June 18th. So I'd love to hear how yours are doing, and keep on figging. I'm PA Figs. Have a good night.